Elections have been entertaining, if nothing else. Seeing people act and react on social media is also something to say and talk about. Welcome to today's episode. Today, we will aim to explore the current political landscape in India, delving into topics like inclusivity in politics, religious and caste dynamics, and more. Our goal is to provide an unbiased and comprehensive understanding, making it easy for everyone to grasp the complexity of a political environment. Let's dive in. Listen, before starting anything, we need a balanced approach, and I will absolutely not stand by any kind of name calling or any kind of divisional thinking. You see, critical thinking and media literacy are crucial for navigating these kind of public topics. So, before we understand the nitty gritties of it, let's try to understand it from a one person perspective. And here I have a term called political enlightenment. I have just made up this word. So, basically, according to me, what a political enlightenment is, when you are at a first stage, you think that only your choice of party is perfect. Every other party is imperfect, and only you are smart, and everyone else is just so stupid and so non educated and so dumb and so whatever. This is first stage. Welcome to the second stage of political enlightenment, wherein you start to see flaws. Next, you realize that all parties tend to use similar 4 or 5 tactics that is just given, and we know by this point. And finally, you become a thoughtful and discerning voter at the end of your journey of this political enlightenment. See, this journey is essential for a mature democracy, and this is just my version of this journey. It could be completely different for how it is for you. What we are trying to understand is that it's not that what is happening around is shocking, but how are we reacting to it internally, and what is stirring up that reaction, and where are our collective wounds which are getting triggered during these kind of political outbursts or important moments in our nation. This is something I would actually deep dive upon. For instance, many first time voters may start with a strong allegiance to a party but grow to appreciate the nuances of different political ideologies over time. And this is the population I'm addressing. I'm addressing to you middlers. I was about to call you meddlers. Okay? I will not edit this out because maybe we middlers are the meddlers and we need to meddle in the insanity that is going around. Okay, so meddle up. You see, you people are my hope for better world because you believe in data driven. I hope so. I genuinely hope so. That you believe in results rather than talk. And you believe in giving respect to various kind of perspectives out there. If you just do only this much, if you only have the kind of acceptance, love and tolerance for every kind of duality you see in your lives, you're a good human. And see, in order for me to talk to a good human being, I also equally need to be a deserving and honest human being. So with all honesty, I will say that whatever I'm talking about or whatever I will talk about from this point on will be 1% from my perspective. So who am I? This is a very big question. But just to answer it in a very short way, I am a God loving working woman in corporate. My life experiences may be different than yours. And that is the beauty in, different kind of experiences that we have. So this is purely from my understanding. I live in a city. I have a certain, you can call benefits of being to this side of the conversation. So it will all be from my perspective. And yeah, that's it. You can agree to disagree with me in any of the further points. And yeah. Let's get into it, yaar. Let's just get into it already. See, we often get riled up, and we get riled up very easily. Here is a line: the sheep who spend their whole life fearing the wolf ends up to be eaten by the shepherd himself. Once you understand this line, you will start to understand the world of politics. I want you to understand that one of the enemies of our great nations are people who witness injustices and are still afraid to open their mouth and speak up. Just be confident in your moral stance. We need more heroes who have the tendency to speak in a language that is easy and that is filled in a loving tone to address everything. Because hate can bring people faster than love. You see, rage marketing is a whole thing. A totally side note, by the way. Do Google it. Just Google rage marketing, and in somewhere around your journey, Kardashians would pop up. Anyways, back to the art of hate marketing and hate baiting and all that. You see, polarizing views from both parties get the level of engagement that you end up benefiting someone completely different. Like okay, I will not take any names. So for a diverse society like us in India, it is imperative to move beyond hate and look at the facts and data accurately in order to interpret them wisely. The idea that we need to eliminate others to survive is wrong on so many levels that I cannot even begin to get into this particular section. And this is the kind of thinking which has got us into this narrative mess in the first place. We need to promote more unity and inclusion, but in a way that we also don't turn a side eye when we see an injustice being happening. And this is our role as the citizen. We are not gods. We just have to do our citizen duties. You see, equal treatment and equal opportunity for all, it is not just a corporate cliche. It has survived for so long because it actually works. A system works when everyone has equal level of, let's say, governmental privileges or equal level of treatment in terms of their contribution. But something has been bothering me even after, me trying to be so inclusive in my thought process and everything. And that something was witnessing the tremendous amount of Hindu phobia that I see in social media today. And I tend to question who is responsible for spreading this narrative. Think. I assure you, it is coming shriekingly loud from outside our borders than inside. Wake up, guys. Start seeing the pattern. Don't fall into the gullible, let us keep quarreling internally while the enemy colonializes. I went on a whole tangent there, so I had to trim it out. So yeah, I love Chinese food. Now, if you're smart, you can just make 2 and 2. Anyways, I also love these random internet people who become famous and their opinions start getting extremely tilted towards one side and not remain fair and nuanced at all. I fear the time when every one of my Indian citizens are so morally corrupt that their voices get a price tag. That's why it is important for normal people like you and me to choose to remain committed to the path of hope for a better tomorrow, by talking about uncut, unedited truths and not be afraid of it. You see, some fear a united Hindu community. They think it threatens their democracy. I don't know where even to start. See, this often comes from the fear of majority ruling overshadowing minority rights. That is the perception, at least. However, it is very crucial to discuss all communities concerned fairly in order to address them. For instance, policies that promote equal opportunities and protect minority rights can help balance these fears, and which is happening also. So I don't understand where these voices are coming from. If nothing, India has become more inclusive and more tolerant and more amazing in the past 10 years since I'm seeing, a millennial woman and whatnot. You see, I also respect people who proudly show their religious identities and who are not ashamed of it. Why should you be ashamed of a nomenclature society gave you some 1,000 years ago? Right? Because in today's world, it has become a nomenclature only. It's just a tag. It need not to be preserved. It's the culture that needs to be preserved. It's the culture, guys. And Hinduism is a peaceful way of life. It's an ideology of dharma and karma. It's a path of seeking and never blindly believing into anything. It's the path of getting to the higher mysteries of universe with your own journey. So it's a beautiful ideology. See, Hinduism has survived because we have loved, respected our deities, our beloved deities. And it's our reverence for them that this culture has survived till 2024, even after countless of attacks. So it does deserve some praise and some recognition, as every other religion in the world gets. So why are we suddenly labeling Hinduism with all sorts of adjectives that I won't even dignify by associating it with Hinduism? So when I speak as someone who can maybe present points from my perspective, being born from a Hindu family, I'm asking you, a citizen of India, why should it be feared? We never cared about conversions and we never will. We just believe in live and let live. At least majority of people in my circle are an excellent citizen to this nation. And it's a citizen-wise contribution that we have to make basis of any kind of comparison. So if these Hindus who have played underdog for so long want to roar, then let them sometimes. Let us, please, let everyone roar. We love all, we respect everyone. We become a better set of human being when we start to treat everyone as our own, child, or maybe we start to view world as if we are a mother to it. In the sense of feeling, I know it got all lala and a very touchy-feely, but I hope you got what I was trying to say. But I see everyone just getting triggered. I was actually hurt when I saw the bad reactions to the opening of Ram temple. Anyways, I'll just talk about it later. So my point is, assimilation is not a bad thing. See, assimilation means similar kind of people who identify with a similar kind of group stick together in order to survive. Now, this assimilation has been instrumental in preserving and empowering various communities and their culture worldwide. For instance, African Americans through assimilation have upheld their cultural heritage while gaining civil rights, enriching American society with their music, their cuisine, and their art. Similarly, Jewish communities globally have maintained their tradition while integrating into diverse society, contributing significantly to various fields, retaining their unique identity of being smart. In China and Japan, assimilation has facilitated the preservation of certain cultural practices while embracing modernity and ensuring the continuity of said traditions with technological advancements. South Korea, I just have one word for South Korea: K-pop, guys, K-pop, and it's I mean, we can see the influence. It's amazing. So through assimilation, through cultural gathering, through similar kind of people sticking together for the benefit of one kind of society, sorry, one kind of community, it's not bad. It's the part of democracy. You're supposed to do it. So why do people get bad? Why do people get this mad reaction when any kind of such gathering or any kind of temple inauguration happens? Why? What's so wrong about it? Can't we just chill and let everyone have their moment in thunder without having to give pseudo-liberal statements about it? This is not fair. Now, I get the point that complete equality is impossible, but we should at least strive for fair opportunities, right? Policies should balance economic growth with efforts to reduce inequality. Let us avoid calling names unless we see policies of government practicing discrimination. If you don't see it in policies, it doesn't exist. So let's just be silent. See, people always say that, let's say one particular party, let us call it random party B. Let us say that this party, people often blame that this party isn't inclusive, but no one actually stops anyone from joining this party. I mean, it's about participation. Anyways, I'll just leave this tangent. On the other hand, we have another party, let's just call it party C, which tends to do so much appeasement of only certain sections of communities that it completely has become a cocktail mixture of too many things. And I think this is good. I think we need that. We need more mix. We need different voices. But anyways, I'll just speak this much only on this particular example. So my point is, what are we citizens doing about it? Why we tend to get so much butt hurt about it, if to, say it under quotes. You see, you tend to become what you hate. Let me repeat. You become what you hate. So stop hating anyone for their inclination. Stop being preachy and dictative about it, because then someone else has to preach you back, and maybe this is me preaching back. I don't know. Anyways, a very interesting term that I like to talk about is majoritism. A government that reflects the will of its majority of citizens is said to be majoritism. This stability provides a conducive environment for economic growth and development, at least. But we need to question the intentions of entities who don't want economic growth. They want dominance. Let me repeat. We need to question the intentions of entities inside India who don't want economic growth, who want dominance. Yeah, exactly. So at that point, we all have to be united as a majority and fight these forces, correct? But this is where ordinary people are losing. Yes, we all want that good job opportunity and that good education, and we have that list from so many Instagram memes, like we want this, we want that. This just makes me so proud that finally we, a youth energy, have actually collectively decided कि भाई हमको तो, like, we only want these many things, बाकी आप देख लो. मतलब, that's good, that is a progress, that's nice. But there's still another section that is just fighting all this media war and just this versus that, and you don't know who's benefiting from all this. You are just spending your energy, but you don't know who's the actual benefiter for all this. Even I don't know. I'm not claiming that I know, but it's a question that we need to ask from every kind of reaction we give. Who is benefiting from this? Now, this majoritism should happen on the basis of citizenship, on the basis of you being an Indian, and not on the basis of labels that you are being given left and right. And you don't have to take out the aggression of this tactic on Hindus. Just stop that. You know exactly what I mean. So, anyways, I think we have not discussed majoritism in detail. So let me first expand about it before before we come back to this particular topic. Why majoritism? You see, a citizen-based majoritism, wherein every citizen's need are being heard and addressed, it just reduces the likelihood of social unrest. A citizenship majoritism thereby facilitates the implementation of policies and reforms without significant opposition, allowing for a streamlined government process. This enables the government to achieve its objectives quickly and effectively. There's also a downside to it, though. Of course, there will be. So the downside is, what if the majority just goes insane? Or what if the majority just checks out of this game? Doesn't care. Is barely able to manage their own life, their own job, their own family, their own health, their social life. What if your majorities are the new millennials and Gen Zs and they are just busy figuring life for their own? And what if that we just get sold as a vote bank? In India, we see clash between capitalism and socialism a lot, although anyways, I will comment about it on detail later. But it's all often need to be understood that no media is completely unbiased. Every outlet has its biases shaped by the ownership and ideology. Knowing this helps us consume this news critically. For instance, understanding the corporate affiliations of major news network can provide insight into their pen's slant. Pen's slant, what a fancy word. Being aware of these biases allows us to cross reference information and form a more balanced view. Very interesting. For example, one party has achieved significant results in grassroots level. Programs for school, household, toilets, subsidized gas, housing, whatever, everything has just improved. But we see this same party get criticized from beyond borders. What is happening? Actual duality. You see, I have to get it. I'm sorry, this is a sidetrack, but I just have to get into this one. You see, we talk about how a person in village lives. We get fascinated by it, but we don't understand it. I can say this from experience because I have lived in village. I know village life. I come from that. So I know very well how much amazing these people are and what they have to go through to get the facilities we take for granted so literally. And majority of our Indian population is a rural population. Of course, their priority will be different than ours. So the point is the duality of India, India as a nation is actually not religion. It is economic status. There are village dwellers and city dwellers. There are rich people and poor people. First, we need to acknowledge this in order to solve it. I'm genuinely pleased to witness the commendable efforts of all the governments I've seen in my life so far to uplift these this section of society. I will have equal amount of love and respect for all the government in pertaining to uplifting poverty the way it has done. It's just mind-blowing. It's just amazing. But that's where we tend to sort of also get into the thinking ki, but what is happening for us? What is happening for the middle class people? What is happening for our future and our benefit? See, this is the question whose answer I don't have, honestly. I think it's the question we need to ask, and we need to ask it consistently in same voices. Because what is happening is our amazing, fabulous, super sharp thinking brain is busy sharing memes and fighting amongst each other on our social media and just being cool about it. This won't help. What will help is our streamlined collective efforts towards asking the right questions and not necessarily knowing all the answers. Instead of blindly supporting or criticizing any kind of political parties, citizens should demand excellence from, both major parties and encourage the formulation of innovative reforms and policies that benefit everyone and not just neglects one in order to appease other. Unfortunately, the current scenario reflects citizens defending the flaws of their preferred parties, which hinders this progress. It's the time to shift this narrative by fostering tolerance and inclusivity in our perspective. And thus steering our country towards, I hope that level of the rich life, the very happy, satisfied, the kind of life where everyone gets almost everyone gets almost everything they desired and they actually became happy about it. Anyways, a random book recommendation, guys. Check out, just Google Veer Savarkar and he's amazing here. We have to understand that many politicians use caste and religion to divide people and stay in power. We citizens, it's our responsibility to recognize it. And how we can recognize it? If, for example, your parents go and attend any kind of lectures or anything. Ask them what the leader was talking about. Were the leaders talking too much about caste, religion basis and not talking about the actual problems? If so, maybe we can send out a tweet tagging that particular leader that, hey, stop all this divisional thinking. We don't care. We only want progress. We want economic growth. We don't want dominance. We want economic growth. Let it sink in. We don't want dominance and power. We want economic growth and prosperity and well-being for everyone. Our landscape is very complex, guys. And honestly, if you have made it this far into, listening to me, thank you so much. Because although I had written this article and as soon as the election results came out, I did not had the energy also to record it, because this is basically me talking to a wall right now with the pointers I have in front of me. So there are few parts that I read out and there are like 70% of it what I have my thoughts on those parts that I read out. I didn't even wanted to do that. So it's not a hard work, this thing. It's easy. I think you guys should also get into it. I would love to listen to your podcast or, your channel or anything that you have. Just let me know. I would definitely would want to support and, see it and explore it. But yeah, this particular topic, it was so hard for me to sit because there was such a negative energy associated to it. I would not say negative energy, but I would say so much chaotic energy associated to it that I just wanted to be disconnected from it all and just be silent and not speak. Because 90% of the time I will not speak only because I feel like, what's the point of speaking when maybe the right people are not listening, or such kind of thoughts. But speaking up is important. Talking about things that can help the world is important, and finding time to do what makes you truly happy, that is also very important. And although I wanted to dive in so much into different kind of topics, this is the crispiest version I could give you. So thank you for listening in. And this was so heavy, so I will be sending out a very lighter, casual next episode. Stay tuned for that. Thank you so much. I hope wherever you are being kind and you're loving yourself, and I hope the weather is good. Yeah, keep hydrating. Be happy. Don't care about trying to prove anyone right or wrong. Just you resolve your own problems and the world would automatically resolve itself. And that is the reality. That is the actual reality. There's some deep level of spiritual truths in that line. I will talk about it later. Okay, bye. Good night.